Hello, everyone here in person, and hello, everyone at home. My name is Kayla, and I'm the co-founder of Itsi House, and this is Lucrezia, who is also the co-founder of Itsi House and the CEO. We are so excited to talk to you about ADUs in Santa Barbara today. We started Itsi House earlier in 2021, and we established it because we noticed that there's a dire need for simplifying the ADU process. There are so many homeowners that are... This is Enzo. He wanted to say hello. He's also very passionate about the housing crisis and about ADUs in general. And Krish is going to take it over from here.
Thank you, Kayla. All right, so as Kayla just said, I'm Lucrezia. I'm a local architectural designer and housing advocate for supportive housing, affordable housing, the houseless, and workforce housing, and also coined as the missing middle. My career, I've been so privileged that I've worked all over the country. And it's the uniqueness of our hometown of Santa Barbara that makes it unlike anywhere else in the world. I am also a mother of 3 beautiful children, and I pursue the changes needed for our community, for them, daily. I believe housing is the foundation of a healthy, sustainable community through a nexus of factors, which is why I'm the founder and co-created Itsi House as a humanity-oriented business to address the housing crisis using the existing resources and eliminating the barriers that make it difficult along the way by streamlining and making it easy and a one-stop shop. Presentation flow. Here's what we will be discussing today in the workshop. We're going to discuss the variables with accessory dwelling units, also known as ADUs, through the following topics. What exactly is an ADU? What is a JADU? What is RENA? And how does it relate to ADUs? The application process and the differences for building an ADU in the city and the county. A case study from Southern California Association of Government, also coined as SCAG, is addressing the housing needs through accessory dwelling units. There are also tenant placement programs to assist on retaining income for your investment immediately at market rate through the Housing Authority of California, of Santa Barbara. And finally, we will end with 15 minutes for questions. Please keep in mind that land use planning and ordinances are extensive. So think of this workshop as like a general Cliff Notes and where to look for resources. And once we're done, if I don't answer your questions, please stop by the table and I'm here to help in any way I can. Great. So what is an ADU? An accessory dwelling unit, or an ADU, is a second independent residential unit on a single family zoned lot. It can be converted from an existing space within a home, converted from an existing detached structure, newly constructed addition to a home, newly constructed detached building on a lot. All must be built according to California Residential Code. Think of it like a granny unit or a guest house that has an independent egress, also known as like an autonomous pathway to enter or exit, a kitchen, a bathroom, and sleeping quarters. Essentially, we're taking underutilized space and creating a dwelling unit that extends dignity, but most importantly, we're making a home. Lots zoned for multifamily development can also be improved with ADUs at a rate of 1 ADU per 4 units allowed by zone's density. One of the questions I hear a lot is in regards to the size of an ADU. How big can I make my ADU? Lots under 15,000 square feet net allow for up to 1 850 square foot ADU or 1 2-bedroom 1,000 square feet ADU. Lots under 15,000 square feet net allow an ADU up to 1,200 square feet. That allows up to 3 bedrooms. Keep in mind that every parcel is unique and different, so existing conditions can influence your constraints. Constraints may include setbacks, easement, lot slope, specimen trees, flood zones, high fire hazard, among other things. Now, what is a JADU? Not that much complicated. It's a junior accessory dwelling unit. So what that basically means is an independent residential unit from a converted space within an existing single-family residence, according again to California Residential Code. Also note that a single-family residence can also convert an attached garage into a JADU. And a JADU, or a junior accessory dwelling unit, can be up to 500 square feet net. What is RHNA? If you're following News Hawk and Independent, you'll often hear this term, RHNA. It's an acronym for Regional Housing Needs Assessment, often referred to as RHNA, and it's a requirement by the state of California. California Department of Housing and Community Development requires this in order to adequately plan for housing needs. For example, on the current cycle that is from 2023 to 2031, the County of Santa Barbara needs to build 24,856 units. The City of Santa Barbara needs to build 8,001 unit by the year 2031. Recently, on the last ordinance update, ADUs are now approved to meet RHNA requirements. And what this does is it uses existing space with a shorter time for permit issuance, limited impact on architectural style, and density within our city. In short, an accessory dwelling unit can be a vital answer to RHNA, which is why Southern California Association for Government has used pre-approved templates to expedite the permit process for ADUs to meet that need. I like to advocate for the same thing to be implemented here in the city and county as well. Let's talk about other impacts of housing, and then we'll jump into the good stuff, your worksheets. Currently, there are over 11,000 people within our city that are on a housing wait list. Those people are in dire immediate need for a studio, a one-bedroom, or a two-bedroom. That's not even counting the RHNA numbers. That's just people within our city who are family or working professionals who need a home. Our team has done some data analytics and found over 12,000 availabilities for ADUs. Since an ADU can be anywhere from a studio up to a three-bedroom, it's a perfect solution. And while the area median income for those on the wait list ranges, we have a dire need from housing individuals from below to moderate and middle income bracket. Often this is coined as the missing middle, who are the backbone of our community. They serve in capacities ranging from essential workers to educating our children and beyond. The current limitations on available housing that is affordable in our city is at best minimal and closer to nearly impossible to acquire. Furthermore, our city is behind on meeting the expectations of RHNA. From 2015 till now, we have built only 208 units for very low to moderate area income. That's only 8% of our needs, meaning we're in a dire deficit of performance for housing. We are also forcing a majority of our workforce to commute from nearby cities, which cost us as a city. By providing housing, we offer a combined amount of cost savings from commuters and the environment of $500,000 annually fiscally. Currently, 1 in 4 commuters leave their job in Santa Barbara because they don't want to deal with the commute anymore or can no longer afford to live here. Annually, there's 1,300 tons of CO2 emissions and $30 to $60 million cost annually in employee turnover rate. Most importantly, this is a matter of caring about the fabric of our community that makes us vibrant. We believe housing is a health right. Now, if you had already picked up the City of ADU workshop sheet, it looks like this. I don't know if you were able to pick one up. If not, they are available and we can give that to you afterwards. Okay. So if you go to the City of Santa Barbara website, you will see an accessory dwelling unit ADU guide. And what this does is this breaks down the information you need. And this is basically a lot of what we're covering, but the city has separate ordinances from the county. Okay. So we'll go over this very briefly because I want to make sure that you guys have time to answer questions. All right, so the city of Santa Barbara has the standard ADU, accessory dwelling unit, that we had already discussed, or they have a special accessory dwelling unit. The special accessory dwelling unit are specific types of smaller ADUs and JADUs within a certain size, height, and setback standards described on table on page 4. We'll turn there next. Special ADUs allow for more than one unit on a lot and are allowed in all high fire hazard areas. So we're going to go ahead and move to page 3. Looks like this. So to break that down even further, a standard ADU is only one accessory dwelling unit allowed per lot, as specified before, unless it's zoned multifamily. Then it's 25%, or we'll get there soon. And yes, it's confusing. Yes, I will answer questions. A standard ADU may be attached, located within, proposed or existing primary unit, including attached garages and storage areas, or detached accessory structure. It can be 850, please join us, to 1,200 square feet if detached. Maximum 50% of existing primary area unit floor area if attached. Height must match existing unit height up to 30 feet maximum unless it's a special ADU. So let's talk about a special ADU. A special ADU is one or more that may be allowed per lot. Must be detached unit or conversion of existing floor area. A maximum of 800 square feet net, if detached, a maximum height of 16 feet. One single unit lots, one detached new unit plus one JADU. Remember the junior ADU that's a max of 500 is allowed. On multi-unit lots, may convert non-livable areas up to 25% of existing units or two detached ADUs. Oh, there'll be questions at the end. Sorry, there'll be questions at the end. But I can't wait to answer your question. Okay. And now additional differences between a standard and a special ADU is open area. So on a special ADU, a required open area for any existing residential unit can be reduced or eliminated to build within a special ADU. Standard lot less than 6,000 square feet is a maximum of 500 square feet open air. Lot 6,000 to 799 square feet up to 800 square feet. Lots 8,000 square feet up to 9,999 square feet is equivalent up to 1,000 square feet. Now we're going to the setbacks. A setback can be reduced up to 3 feet unless it is in a high fire hazard area, extreme slope, or in a flood area, or if there's an existing river that equates an additional setback for a top of bank. Now, let's go to the difference with the county. If you go to the County of Santa Barbara's website, you will find 3 different types of worksheets. And again, if you don't already have one, please contact me afterwards and make sure that you can acquire these. So we're going to start with accessory dwelling unit ADU checklist A, which is in the inland area. All right, so the location of a checklist 8 is equivalent of one accessory dwelling unit per lot within the one existing or proposed single family dwelling or existing accessory structure, and 2, another option, as a residential or mixed use zone. Okay, so on this, for accessory dwelling unit checklist A, the big takeaway is the ADU shall be located within an existing or proposed single family dwelling or an existing accessory structure. So this is what we would follow if this pertains to what you want on that area, inland area, checklist A. Now, checklist B, one small detached new construction ADU, up to 800 square feet size limit and 16 height limit per lot with an existing or proposed single family dwelling. Here's something that's not listed on this worksheet that you should know. If you have a lot that's over 15,000 square feet net, then you can have up to 1,200 square feet, as long as it's within the setback requirements or for that specific zone. So, want to make sure that's something that's in the 500-page land use planning, but not on this worksheet. Next, a junior accessory dwelling unit with the county. 1 JADU per lot located with an existing or proposed single-family dwelling or attached garage, and or 2, a single-family residential zone or a zone that allows single-family residential uses. Same concept that it has to be up to 500 square feet max. It can be converted. So, and this goes to like the huge opportunity. If you have a garage that you're not using, like the majority of our city and county, that's prime space. It already has a foundation. It already has framing. It already has a roof. If it's in excellent condition, there's just some requirements to make that a habitable space in terms of changing the foundation, insulating properly, and then of course having an appropriate kitchenette or a bathroom and then of course minimum space requirements. This is the least impactful on the environment and the best case scenario for building additional units, homes for dignity. Okay. So I wanted to show the high fire hazard area of Santa Barbara and kind of discuss what that means. So as you can see in this area, we all know that as a city, we have special constraints that we have to think about with the city and being cognizant. We do not want fires to spread when they do happen because we know it's a matter of time before the next one. So the high fire hazard has specific things that you have to incorporate, and that includes 100. If you're within the city, it's 150 feet hose pull length, county 200 up to Montecito, and that means that they need to be able to pull their hose from the area that they can meet the area and every area around the accessory dwelling unit, so put out the fire. If you're in a high fire hazard area and your existing structure has sprinklers, you have to incorporate sprinklers in the accessory structure dwelling unit. If it does not, you do not need sprinklers. And then there's other specifications that are based on your specific area and your parcel and lot. And of course, all materials have to be Class A. Thank you. Next, I brought up the design district map. And the reason I want to talk about this is I think we are so fortunate to live in a city that's so beautiful, and we want to keep it beautiful. And the city has decided to make sure that when we build these new structures, that it reflects the existing architectural style. And so they created these design districts. So when we build these structures, and accessory dwelling units still have to meet these requirements when you build them. Now, if it's an existing garage, then you don't have to worry about changing any of the design elements. But if it's a ground up detached structure, then you have to make sure it matches the existing structure. So if your house is Spanish Colonial Nuevo or Revival, then your ADU will have to be that. And the same thing for El Pueblo, Hillside, etc. And that just means when you're doing the application for the accessory dwelling unit, you are also going before the single family design board. All right, so before we take questions, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what we do at Itsi House. Itsi House, everything that we just covered, we make it really easy because we care about housing first. We care about community first. We care about people. So the entire heart of what we do and why we do it is to address the housing crisis without using too many resources and to make it easy for the homeowner and the community as a win for everybody. I essentially built this company with the mindset of community first. So by adding more units to the housing market through the building of accessory dwelling units, we can help increase inventory by providing middle tier rental opportunities. Adding accessory dwelling units to the market is the fastest and most reliable way without compromising the aesthetic quality of our city. Our niche, accessory dwelling units, also known as ADUs, is the most sustainable, fast, and equitable option for assisting with the Santa Barbara's housing crisis. And I'm just really proud to be here with you guys today. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm ready for your question.
The county must have different rules. So, what are I guess you've got that covered. We'll just come to you and you'll answer that.
Okay, great. Yes, I think, and I'm so sorry, what was your name? David. All right. So I think David was basically asking what's the difference to convert a garage in the county versus the city. And essentially what I would do is we would do a site visit. We would create an application for how the size requirements of your garage and what that conversion would be. So the county, here's the difference with the county and the city too in intake. Right now, the county is so overdonated that it's up to a month of just intake. So in addition to that 60-day permitting, keep that in mind, that there's so much work, so much permits, and it just takes a while. So that's the biggest difference between the city and the county. But other than that, it's the most sustainable way to go. Thank you, David. Anybody else have some questions?
Thank you. You were talking about garage, that if a garage was in really good condition, it's kind of easy to convert it. But have you ever had it where if the garage is not in great condition, they actually turn it into a conversion, and then they're like, this is so bad it turns into a from the bottom up kind of thing? And does that change like the permitting process at all, or is it kind of like, okay, as long as you're building in the footprint of it, it's a conversion? Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. Yes. So, and I'm sorry, what was your name again? Nikki. I knew it was an N because I spoke with you before. So Nikki is asking that if you have an existing structure or garage and if it's not in good condition, can I rebuild within that footprint for a conversion? And the answer is yes. So basically, we create an existing floor plan and a proposed floor plan, and we show all areas that are going to be demoed and all areas that are going to be rebuilt. So yes, as long as it's built within that exact footprint. Now, if you do want to extend it, it is whatever extension is going to be held according to setbacks. Thanks, Nikki. Would you mind repeating it just because of the music?
Yeah. So setbacks aren't an issue if it's right there already built on the property line 80 years ago?
If that structure has already been permitted in its present condition, then we can convert that existing building footprint. Yes. I think that's answering your question. Sorry, what was your name again? Susie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about permitting because it was built. I mean,
we
records
do
are
all our
bad.
research. We look for that archive plan, and we say, where is that on the plot plan? Is this permitted and stamped? And then there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah.
Hi. So if it's a conversion of the garage and if the foundation may not be up to code, so if it was built in 1955, what happens then?
Then we just bring your foundation to code.
Okay.
Yeah. The question was if the foundation, and I think overall, if the structural integrity is compromised, what do we do? And whenever you touch an existing structure, you're always going to bring that up to code entirely. And that could be a wall for framing, for windows, head height, the whole shebang.
Well, what I meant is the foundation is up to code when it was built, but now the code is different. So does it have to be changed?
Good question. Yes, it does. It has to be brought up to current California residential code. Yes. But I like the question. I like it. And, on that note, let's say if you have an existing garage and you want to build a second story, in addition to making sure that everything is brought to California residential code, part of that requirement is doing a soils test. So you keep that in mind because we want to make sure it can be compatible with the weight. Any other questions from all of you fantastic audience that have made sure? Thank you. Yes. What Joe just asked is, on a parcel that is considered to be coastal, what are the additional requirements? And the answer is two things. The additional requirements is you have to get a coastal development permit, and you have to be granted right of access for water and sewer. So basically, they're going to look at your current water requirements, your flow of your fixtures, your landscape, and then be able to first see if it's viable to do an additional structure. And if they grant water rights, then the next step is to get a coastal development permit, which, by the way, the coastal development permit has been going pretty quick. Yeah, not bad. I think the question was, if your lot is 5,000 square feet, can you have an additional unit? And just to specify, are you thinking a detached, attached, or a conversion of an existing structure?
Either way, I didn't know I could make it inside my house. That was just an option. But I was thinking the garage, which is detached. So either or.
Yes, as long as it's within setbacks and we still have our open area requirement met, then absolutely.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course, yes. You guys have been so kind. It's been really easy to present in front of all of you. Thank you for being the fabric of our community, our city, and our county. It was my honor. Thank you.